Hi guys, welcome to this video about how to replace the battery on the ASUS ROG GL502. There are a couple of different types of 502, so I'm not covering the end of it. So here we have as a sample, hope you can see that. That's the GL502V. So yeah, why did I do that? I mean, actually I wanted to upgrade the M.2 storage, but I'm still having problem with cloning, so there are other videos about that, but that's not the main topic. The main problem is the battery. As you can see, it's totally inflated. So I'm going to show you now how this looks. And of course I start how to open that. There are 10 screws. I'll put this thing down, hope you can see that. If you turn it upside down, the ASUS ROG has 10 screws in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they look, 8 of them are pretty much the same, as you can see here. So here we see them. Here we have 4 on this side. We have also 4 on this side. You can see that. Same thing here. 4 larger ones and 2 small ones. One here, one here. And they are here, down here. So be careful when you are putting them back. Make sure the short ones are down here at the corner. Don't use longer ones. I mean, you could damage something. Shouldn't happen, but you have to be careful. Just take them out. I mean, I recommend to using something like this small screwdriver. Should work with normal small screwdriver. They are this type of small Phillips, but you can take almost everything as long as it is very small. So when you take this, I mean, yeah, to open that, so I'm not putting everything back in place, but I think you still get the point here. So it will, yeah, there's a gap here. Hope you can see that. So here you have to open that. That goes all the way around. And I was using this type of, which you have a thing for the dough in the kitchen. I was putting it here around the corner and working a little bit along here, and after that, when it created a little bit a bigger gap, then I was grabbing it with my fingernails and working around. So just at the beginning, this is a little bit more careful, a little bit more dangerous, but if you're careful around the edges, it should work. Gives you a little bit of gap where you can grab it after that. So I've already opened that, of course, and already been taking out the battery. Yeah, battery was here. So I turn it around by 180 degrees. So what you have to know is at the back you have these flaps here, 4 of them, and they are like inserted here. There are some gaps here, so you cannot lift it up in the back, not even with screws. I mean, there are no screws in the back, there are only 4 screws in the front, and you have to make sure that you remove this thing here for the cables. So it is actually, it was inserted something like that. So you have these 4 screws. It's pretty easy to remove them, similar as the opening with the back lid. You have to use something small like this one. Then you can remove these 4 screws, and then you have to lift this thing up. This here, yeah, it was attached here, and you have to, hope you can see that, it's focusing. This was on top, so you have to grab this underneath a little bit from this side, and also from this side you have to grab this thing underneath from both sides. Sometimes it helps when you just do something like this. You grab it with the screwdriver underneath and then you turn the screwdrivers. You have to make sure that you are really working fine and not too hard on that, and then you should be able to lift this thing up. There are no screws there, no nothing, but you can see how this really looks, how this is bumped up, this old battery. I was shocked to see that just after 3 years. Here you see it's broken up here. That's crazy. So if you have an ASUS ROG like gaming PC, I highly recommend to check this and take it out. I mean, it's working even without the battery. As long as you have attached the power cable, you can easily work with that without the battery. You don't have to change configuration or something like that. Just take out the battery and it will run like normal. Of course, it's not battery powered anymore. If you have power outage, it will stop working immediately. So here we have the new battery. It seems to be a little bit more lightweight, I don't know, but it looks pretty similar. Came from Amazon in 2 days. So if it works, I will put down the link to the thing into the description, so you can order it also from there. Some people have been complaining it's not working. I don't know. For me, it looks like good, at least at the moment. I don't see any difference. Looks pretty much the same, except, hope you can see that. Here we have the old bumped up one, and yeah, on top we have the new one. Maybe I can show you this. It's crazy. I mean, yeah. Watch this from this side. On the left side here, on top the new one, totally flat. Underneath the old one almost exploded. I mean, I was contacting ASUS support and I told them, hey, you cannot do that. Like a battery, sell something, yeah, for $1,200 with a battery which almost explodes after 3 years. Yeah, I mean, you should like give warranty on that, exchange, replace, whatsoever, and they stay totally stubborn. They no matter what I said, they said no, you have to send it in, then we do an analysis for $60, and then we send you an offer how much it will cost. But of course, after that, on top of the $60, there will be some an additional money for the battery, and then also additional cost for the labor and for the to ship back. I mean, in total, I think it will be at least $200. So this is $50. I mean, it's it looks like a pretty easy job as long as you know how to remove and replace. So we'll put it back here, exactly same thing. So I'll push it. I hope I can do that. I mean, with the camera it's a little bit more difficult. So I'll go here. Oh, maybe I was wrong with this thing. There's one screw in the back. I totally forgot about this one. Yeah, I think there was one screw, but actually, yeah, that's the screw here from the cover. You don't have to screw this in here. It will be automatically secured with the cover, so nothing to worry about this thing here. So here at the moment there are really only these 4 screws, and I have done this by error because I screwed the 4 screws already back to have them in place, not to lose them. Yeah, so I have to unscrew them and do it again. Okay, so let's try this again. Same thing here in the back, align, just make sure these things are properly fit in. Yeah, here there's something. You have to make sure that it's not pushing against these cables here. But apart from that, I think, yeah, here as well, same thing here. Maybe I have to lift it up a little bit. So maybe with a screwdriver I can lift this here a little bit. When I go down with the battery, same thing here, you have to make sure that it's passing by this cable here. Now I think everything is down and I can secure the screws again. So of course before I plug this in, I check the voltage and the amps, and it looks like it's absolutely the same. It both are 15.2 volts and 62 watt hours, so absolutely no difference. I mean, also cable looks pretty similar. Yeah, it's almost impossible that this could be a problem for this laptop, but yeah, the complaint about that is only the sticker on top, which is not good sticking, and that causes a little bit of problems when you have to secure it down. That's the only problem at the moment, but I will see when I'll connect this how this works. So I've been working on that for a couple of minutes, and the problem is it always comes back out. So I hope you can see that here. Yeah, I have a little bit problem with the light. So I always have to press it down, sometimes left, right, with 2 fingers. And then I have the idea that it's fully down and then it comes back. I can't see any secure mechanism. By the way, I had to push down a little bit the cables here underneath to make the whole distance a little bit shorter. Otherwise it won't fit, but I'm not sure about if it's really secure now. I mean, it is down, it should work, but it feels not secure. Okay, I've been trying around a lot now with this thing, and I couldn't find any solution how to really secure this. I think there's no lock mechanism. So what I did, instead of pushing the cables down, and which made the connector pushing up, now I've been pushing or pulling up the cables, and that means it's pushing down the connector. So I think this should help to that it stays in place. I was pushing it down also with my fingers all way long till it's really flat, and now I cannot find anything like uneven or elevated. There is everything totally flat, and I think it should now stay in place, but I still feel a little bit unsecure about that. But I unfortunately haven't found anything, no instructions, no video, no nothing about that. If you have anything, any idea, just let me know. So I leave it like this. I mean, it is secured now with only the 4 screws in the front. So I'll zoom out a little bit again. So it's only these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the cable. And yeah, here in the back we had these flaps, so it's now secured also in the back. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm still using the old M.2, which has my old drive, my old Windows, and I'll put everything back and turn it on. And so let's see if this really works. I'm just putting this cover on top of it, and I'm going to turn this around, and as you can see, it's not secured here. I mean, not powered. There's no external power here, and so I'll just turning it on and try and see if this works. Yeah, seems not to work. Either the battery is empty or I did something wrong. So it really did not turn on. I mean, maybe I was not patient enough, but when I go to the battery or power settings, it says battery 100% charged, and now I'm pulling the power. Let's see what happens, and it says, yeah, it's on battery. So Yeah, it just had a little bit a rough start. I don't know why it was not used anymore, or I didn't trust the battery, but it really looks like finally it's working. We have our battery back 100%, not inflating, not bulging up the whole thing, destroying whole motherboard and keyboard whatsoever. I mean, that was really close to destroy the whole thing. Look at how thick this is. This is a miracle that it didn't damage any major parts of this laptop. But now I can see, yeah, it looks really different. I think it was really somehow bulged up, so now it feels much better. Yeah, it's a total different feeling now. I thought, yeah, this was always the case, but obviously it was not always like this. It was just because of the battery. So it's definitely worth to replace it. Looks really good, still 100%, still unplugged. So I can highly recommend that thing, and I will put it down, I mean the listing to the Amazon, add a link to the Amazon listing down below into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.